welcome to ERi-TV English News Broadcast. The broadcasting crew and myself are now ready for our domestic and international report for June 15th, 2026. To begin with, I present you the top stories. Vocational training provided to students of College of Education and Languages. Efforts to enhance overall capacity of women in the Gash-Barka region. In our international, Russia's Lavrov says Moscow committed to U.S. peace proposals. And President Trump threatens 100% tariff on French wine before G7 summit. Welcome again. To begin with, 3 months of vocational training has been provided to 291 students and workers of ERi-TV College of Education and Languages. The training covered Arabic language, video camera, computer technology, video editing, and graphics. Dr. Wolde Tinsaeta Wolde, Dean of the College, noted that the college is exerting efforts to enhance the vocational capacity of students in collaboration with the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students, and that the program is in continuation of these efforts. He also noted the significance of students developing themselves in line with technological advancements alongside their regular education. Mr. Agsti Orbay, Secretary of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students at the college, indicated that the college organizes vocational training programs for students every year. She also said that the program, which is being organized in collaboration with government and PFDJ institutions, as well as with individuals and other institutions, is registering encouraging results. Since 2023, ERi-TV College of Education and Languages has provided vocational training to over 1,000 students. Moving on to the Gash-Barka region, at a meeting conducted by the National Union of Eritrean Women branch in the Gash-Barka region on 11 and 12 June, it was reported that sustainable efforts will be carried out to enhance the overall capacity of women. Ms. Yihdega Yohannes, head of the union branch in the region, said that alongside their efforts to address their socio-economic demands, women in the region are earnestly participating in the effort to eradicate harmful practices in general and female genital mutilation and underage marriages in particular. As a result, Ms. Yihdega said that the prevalence of harmful practices is declining significantly. Ms. Yihdega went on to say that more effort is required to enhance the overall capacity of women and develop the income-generating capacity of the union, and called for greater efforts in this regard. The heads of the union branch in the sub-zones also presented activity implementation reports in terms of achievements and registered challenges. According to the reports presented, the union is exerting support to women striving to improve their livelihoods through the creation of income-generating programs in groups, and encouraging outcomes are being registered in this regard. The reports also indicated that women's use of health and educational services, as well as their vocational capacity, is increasing from time to time. In another news, measures being carried out to control the prevalence of malaria in the Gash-Barka region are registering encouraging results. This was reported at a seminar conducted in Haikota to review activities carried out so far. At the seminar, in which area administrators, village coordinators, village elders, and representatives of the line ministries from 12 administrative areas in the sub-zone took part, it was reported that although the prevalence of malaria is declining as a result of sustainable awareness-raising activities and measures that have been carried out, the disease is still appearing in some areas due to negligence and improper use of impregnated bed nets. A call was made on area administrators to strengthen their role. Noting that unless properly controlled and treated, malaria could become one of the deadly diseases, Mr. Emmanuel Mihratab, acting head of malaria control at the Ministry of Health branch in the Gash-Barka region, called for the proper implementation of control mechanisms. Dr. Wolde Yohannes, head of the Ministry of Health branch in the region, on his part, noted that the measures being taken to control communicable diseases in general and malaria in particular are registering encouraging results, and called on the public to follow the advice being provided by health professionals. Mr. Franco Kubaba, Director General of Social Services in the region, also called for coordinated efforts on the part of the public, health professionals and stakeholders. The participants of the meeting called for organizing sustainable training programs for village health representatives and barefoot doctors. Meanwhile, in the Gash-Barka region, members of the Western Command of the Defense Forces and police in the Gash-Barka region have voluntarily donated blood. The program was conducted in connection with World Blood Donation Day, June 14th. Nurse Tesfa'alam Tawalde, head of medical services at the Ministry of Health branch in the Gash-Barka region, said that the initiative was taken to enrich the blood supply of health facilities with a view to saving lives. Noting that as a result of sustainable awareness-raising activities, public understanding is growing from time to time, Nurse Tesfa'alam commended the initiative taken by members of the defense forces and police and called on others to follow their noble example. We'll be back with the international news after the short break, dear viewers. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Our international news begins with Russia. Russia is committed to US President Donald Trump's proposals to end the war in Ukraine, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said today, adding that his country is eager to hear from the US envoys how peace agreements based on US proposals would be implemented. US envoys Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, who have led US brokered negotiations aimed at ending the war, will travel to Russia again soon. Foreign Minister Lavrov added that the Europeans, meanwhile, are trying to impose their mediation services on Russia, but are wrong to assume that Russia is losing the war and that they can issue ultimatums to Moscow. The foreign minister added that his country is committed to the agreements reached on August 15 of last year in Alaska, marking that President Putin has repeatedly stated that he accepted President Trump's proposal and certainly expect that the position agreed upon based on the American proposal will be implemented. Now, the United States. US President Donald Trump threatened a 100% tariff on French wine and champagne unless France moves its digital services tax on US tech companies. Trump told the New York Post ahead of the summit of leaders of the Group of Seven that he has asked French President Emmanuel Macron not to charge American companies. Otherwise, he would have no choice but to charge a 100% tariff on all champagnes and wines coming out of France. France has not yet responded to the warnings from the United States. Economic relations between the two countries is to be affected negatively if the United States implements its proposal. According to reports, France sends a $2.5 billion worth of wine to the United States annually. In today's final report, China launched 8 satellites into orbit using commercial Lijian-1 Y-14 carrier rocket. The main goal is to provide high-resolution optical remote sensing for commercial applications, land resource surveys, agricultural development and urban planning. The mission lifted off from a commercial space innovation pilot zone in northwestern China and precisely deployed the satellites into their planned orbits. These satellites are highly integrated and capable of capturing ultra-high resolution imagery. This successful launch marks the 14th flight of the Lijian-1 rocket series, which was developed by CAS Space, a commercial spin-off of the Chinese Academy of Sciences. With this, we conclude our domestic and international report for this session, dear viewers. Now the top stories once more. Vocational training provided to students of College of Education and Languages. Efforts to enhance overall capacity of women in the Gash-Barka region. In our international, Russia's Lavrov says Moscow committed to US peace proposals. And President Trump threatens 100% tariff on French wine before G7 summit. This was World on Monday with ERi-TV English News Broadcast. Dear viewers, from all of us here, thank you for watching. Join us again on our tomorrow's broadcast. Until then, a good night from Asmara.